Hello, dear friends. Another day overloaded with important news. Opinion piece, boiling, effervescence, pressure builds up, fast lane to heaven. The volcano would erupt. We are already in red October. Will it be a November to remember? Free will asks for cosmic help. Everything is preceded by small changes. Let's start. Everything is coming to a boil and big changes are coming, says Cara of the Pleiades through James McConnell. Think of it as a volcano that has bubbling lava, building pressure, rising to the limit, until it suddenly explodes through the top of the volcano. That's where we are now, as the magma is rising. The changes have to do with us, changes from the old three-dimensional illusion to the new fifth-dimensional reality. Everything is coming to a boil. Just as a volcano finally explodes, so too are you reaching that point as a collective. Eventually, an explosion will occur when the top is blown off and the three-dimensional illusory veil is destroyed. This will occur not only for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, but for all spectators. Everyone will witness the great change that is coming. Of course, it will always be preceded by small changes, by little dominoes falling, so to speak. The biggest domino is getting closer to falling. There will be smaller dominoes, which led to larger dominoes, and even the smallest ones can knock down the next biggest one in a line to the end. We are in that process right now, where the dark forces are going to test the population as much as they can, and provide as much fear and sadness as possible to keep us all on edge, if we let it, still feeling in the realm of the third dimension. They want you to stay in it, because this is all they know how to do, because they cannot exist at a higher frequency. They are doing everything they can to keep the frequency down, but we are doing everything possible to raise the frequency. And the forces of creation are there helping. The angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, the galactics, the guardians, etc. Everyone is here working to raise this frequency higher and higher. The cosmic force itself is doing everything possible to raise the frequency without interfering with our free will, because that is always the prime directive. They cannot go against your free will. That help is coming because our free will asks for more and more help. You would be surprised how much help has been here over the many lives you have lived and over the many millennia you have been here as humankind. As always, it is increasingly important that you trust the universal plan. It is in this moment that the great changes that are upon you occur, moving more and more towards the great change. We are taking care of you and helping you in any way we can, and we are prepared and ready to act at any time. Recent news. Red October is upon us, says Sierra. As our saga of coalition films continues, a very interesting reference would appear this month. The future proves the past, but the delivery I am referring to has a unique date and time attached to it. Coach Jerry thinks it will be a November to remember, in quotes. In the financial world, Red October is used to describe a period of major market crashes or financial crisis that occurred during the month of October. On October 14th, the US, Mexico, Central America, Colombia, and the northernmost part of Brazil will be able to enjoy an annual solar eclipse. A heat wave is expected in October in some areas of Europe, after record temperatures were recorded in September. Sadhguru said that this is because Jupiter is aligned with the Sun and the Earth, and that this would delay the arrival of winter in the northern hemisphere. On October 5th, 1582, much of Europe replaced the Julian calendar with the Gregorian calendar. The change required the 10 days after October 4th, known as the 10 days of darkness, to be omitted. According to Wolverine, Shelton said on his call that the 10 days of darkness and 12 days of disclosures would begin after an imminent event, but that's just a personal opinion because no one knows the day or time. Wolverine adds that they have freed the funds and placed it into the QFS. On Monday, October 2nd, Alex Collier received word that the National Guard had been deployed. On the same day, Mark Sira said that we will probably go this week, in quotes. The same day, Wolverine said, in quotes, "Today I received a very important call. I am very emotional. The only thing I can tell you is that we are ready. This comes defiantly. Keep an eye on your email." Davos Forum orders governments to imprison climate deniers. Bill Gates now questions the climate change narrative. Will they put him in jail? Public debt would increase by 50% if governments force zero emissions. France. Unconfirmed reports emerge that several high-ranking French military officers have delivered an ultimatum to Macron: restore order within 48 hours. NATO notes that it began preparing for a confrontation against Russia in 2008. The plans for a confrontation scenario consist of 4,500 pages, said the head of the organization's military committee. Will the European Parliament keep its promises and protect journalists? Yes Waters says journalists, once the gatekeepers of information, now find themselves in a quagmire. The corridors of power are often shrouded in mystery, with rumors of influence and unseen machinations shaping the course of nations. But sometimes the veil is lifted, and the intricate dance of politics is laid bare for all to see. Jude Bington says we can't expect Heavenly Father to make all our problems go away. He wants us to be happy and successful. Without friction, there is no forward movement. Without resistance, we do not build strength. Our steps may be shaky at times, but if they are steps towards Him, the journey can be sweet and the destination glorious. USA. The House of Representatives impeaches Speaker McCarthy for the first time in history. Patrick McHenry named pro tem Speaker of the House of Representatives. Panic in New York due to the growing number of rats. The Supreme Court rejects the challenge to block Trump in 2024, according to Jamie White. It rejected on Monday a challenge to keep Trump out of the polls in New Hampshire for the 2024 elections. A rumor says that the White Hats control the court. A judge imposes a gag order on Trump in his fraud trial. It appears that Donald Trump's trial is ending before it has begun. Trump, Musk, and Tucker Carlson are working together behind the scenes. Economy. Jim Jordan says economic turmoil is a storm brewing on the horizon. The dollar faces a reconfiguration of the economic map that does not suit it. Does not suit it. IMF says unregulated cryptocurrencies will lead to an alternative financial system. Today's stock market has echoes of the 1987 crisis, and even a hint of recession would be a blow to stocks, says Societe Generale. Ford lays off another 330 workers amid auto union strike. We are facing a financial crisis that includes cyber attacks on banks. The foundation of the financial system is cracking in a chain of events, according to Awakening in 3D. One domino event is all it takes. It will all make sense once you see how it's all connected, and you'll have what you need to know as we approach the logical conclusion of the global fiat currency experiment. Charlie Munger says, in quotes, "If I can be optimistic when I'm almost dead, surely the rest of you can handle a little inflation." The Russian ruble falls to the level that previously prompted emergency measures from Moscow. Russian oil ignores G7 limit and creates cracks in Western embargo. The price of gold continues to sink and could turn negative in 2023. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has announced its intention to introduce a transactional currency called Zimbabwe Gold. These gold-backed digital tokens are designed for transnational purposes to streamline payments. China's electric vehicles threaten to leave Europe in the dust. The most purchased economical electric car in China sells for about $5,000. German MEP Christine Anderson is more pessimistic because she explained that digital currencies, along with digital identification, would be used to exert absolute control over the world's population. If you don't comply, they will close your bank account. The largest Dutch shipbuilder denounces the government for losses derived from sanctions against Russia. The Federal Reserve building is wrapped in white cloth. Now they are digging 7 meters underground, and it seems that they are building tunnels and underground parking lots. A few weeks ago, it was reported that the Fed was laying off 300 employees. Last week, the Fed note was removed from the debt clock. A couple of weeks ago, Wall Street suffered its worst losses since March of this year, and saw liquidations at an alarming rate never seen before. On September 21st, both the Fed and the Bank of England suspended interest rates between 5.25 and 5.5%. In September, Republican Tom Emmer introduced a bill to prohibit the Fed from creating a central bank digital currency. The president of the Fed in St. Louis, James Bullard, resigned on August 14th. The BRICS alliance is considering launching a global payments system that could bypass SWIFT. Finance ministers of BRICS countries will discuss the feasibility of an identified payments network at the next meeting. The network aims to boost independent efforts to create payment messaging systems within the BRICS countries. On the other hand, blockchain-based payments network Stellar has launched an open-source disbursement platform for global payments. Blockchain-based payment networks are revolutionizing cross-border payments, improving speed, cost, and transparency. The traditional banking system is slow, complex, and expensive, with settlement times extending over days or weeks, and lack of visibility into fees charged. Blockchain enables transparent transfer of value between parties using digital token as bridging assets between fiat currencies. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.